Hello students, welcome back to our online class again. Okay, how are you today? I hope that you are so fine. For me it's good. Okay, and today we are going to talk about and to learn about history of basketball and also the basketball rules, so you will know how to play with the rules. Okay, and anyway we go to watch and listen, and also you can read. Okay, don't forget about the history of basketball and also the rules. Okay, here we go together. Today's videos you will know about the history of basketball and also the rule of basketball. History of basketball began with its invention in 1891 in Springfield, Massachusetts by Canadian physical education instructor James Naismith as a less injury-prone sport than football. Naismith was a 31-year-old graduate student when he created the indoor sport to keep athletes indoors during the winters. The game became established fairly quickly and grew very popular as the 20th century progressed, first in America and then in other parts of the world. After basketball became established in American college, the professional game followed. The American National Basketball Association, established in 1946, grew to a multi-billion-dollar enterprise by the end of the century, and basketball became an integral part of American culture.
Tomorrow night, 15,000 cheering fans will pack Madison Square Garden in New York City to witness a giant basketball doubleheader. In that cheering crowd, sitting in row C, seat 11, will be a modest 77-year-old man. Those fans won't know that he made possible the game they're watching, but you're going to meet him now.
Inventions of the game. The game of basketball as it is known today was created by Dr. James Naismith in December 1891 in Springfield, Massachusetts, to condition young athletes during cold months. Naismith was a physical education instructor at YMCA, International Training School in Springfield, Massachusetts. Upon the request of his boss, Naismith was tasked to create an indoor sport game to help athletes keep in shape in cold weather. It consisted of pitch basketball and a soccer-style ball. He published certain rules for the new game. He divided his class of 18 into two teams of 9 players each, and set about to teach them the basics of his new game. The objective of the game was to throw the basketball into the fruit basketball nails to the lower railing of the gym balcony. Every time a point was scored, the game was halted so the janitor could bring out a ladder and retrieve the ball. After a while, the bottom of the fruit basketball were removed. The first public basketball game was played in Springfield, Massachusetts on March 11, 1892.
Careful study of the basic skills involved and good teaching of basketball fundamentals.
Basketball rules. The rules of basketball can vary slightly depending on the level of play or where the game is played. These rule differences, however, are usually just variation on the basic game of basketball, and the majority of the rules discussed below can be applied to most any game of the basketball play. The winner of the basketball game is the team with the most points. You can get points by throwing the basketball through the opponent's hoop or basket. In regular play, a basket made from within the 3-point line is worth 2 points, and a basket shot from outside the 3-point line is worth 3 points. When shooting a free throw, each free throw is worth 1 point. Rule for the offense. The basketball team on offense is the team with the basketball. When a player has the basketball, there are certain rules they must follow. 1. The player must bounce or dribble the ball with one hand while moving both feet. If at any time both hands touch the ball or the player stops dribbling, the player must only move one foot. The foot that is stationary is called the pivot foot. Number 2. The basketball player can only take one turn at dribbling. In other words, once a player has stopped dribbling, they cannot start another dribble. A player who starts dribbling again is called for double dribbling violation and lose the basketball to the other team. A player can only start another dribble after another player from either team touch or gains control of the basketball. This is usually after a shot or pass. Number 3. The ball must stay in bounds. If the offensive team loses the ball out of bounds, the other team gets control of the basketball. Number 4. The player's hand must be on top of the ball while dribbling. If they touch the bottom of the basketball while dribbling and continue to dribble, this is called carrying the ball, and the player will lose the ball to the other team. Number 5. Once the offensive team crosses half court, they may not go back into the backcourt. This is called a backcourt violation. If the defensive team knocks the ball into the backcourt, and then the offensive team can recover the ball legally. Defensive rules. The team on defense is the team without the basketball. 1. The main rule for the defensive player is not to foul. A foul is described as gaining an unfair advantage through physical contact. There is some interpretation that has to be made by the referee, but in general, the defensive player may not touch the offensive player in a way that causes the offensive player to lose the ball or miss a shot.
From half court, we've seen that before. That will count, and Evans.
Rules for everyone. Although the foul rule is described above a defensive rule, it applies exactly the same to all players on the court, including offensive players. 2. Basketball player cannot kick the ball or hit it with their fist. Number 3. No player can touch the basketball while it is traveling downward toward the basketball or if it is on the rim. This is called goaltending. Every player on the court is subject to the same rules regardless of the position they play. The positions in basketball are just for team basketball strategy, and there are no positions in the rules. Finally, thanks for watching these videos. I hope that you understand and enjoy your time. See you next time.